Hi everyone, Jesse here with an unboxing review of GardePro's latest and most advanced trail camera, the A80. Now this is a Wi-Fi wireless trail camera. That doesn't mean you can connect to it from anywhere in the world, but this means that you can connect to it without having to touch it with your phone with their app. And I'm going to give you guys a run through on how to set up the camera and even using the app as well. This camera also has the Sony Starvis sensor. This allows for having crisper, brighter images at night. And you will see later on in this video, I show at least one video clip of a surprise critter that showed up in our backyard that I didn't even know was hanging around. So thank you, GardePro. You helped me capture that. This camera also shoots in 4K. So 4K, 30 frames per second. You're getting the sharpest of image possible. And it can take up to a 512 gigabyte memory card, and compared with this SP350 solar panel, I think I'd be able to set this camera up and let it run for more than a year in the wilderness. So that's a project I might use this tool for in the future. And you'll see one other project that I've actually just set this up for after testing it out in my own backyard. I did a 5-kilometer round trip hike on snowshoes in very deep snow to set this up on a possible bear den or den of some other creature. It'll be exciting just the same. So stay tuned. We're going to go over all the ins and outs on this amazing new camera from GardePro. I'm loving the picture quality and the sound recording quality as well. Loving this. I can't wait to share it with you. Stay tuned.
Looking to get your hands on an A80 trail camera or any other GardePro product? Use Jesse's exclusive coupon code and click the affiliate link in the video description to save 15% on your purchase. Now let's dive back into the unboxing review.
Hey guys! So this is the GardePro A80 Wi-Fi 4K trail camera. So far I've been very pleased with the build quality on this. A lot more robust than a lot of other cameras that are out there. You'll notice it has 3 PIRs, some side PIRs. That's going to help catch wildlife that are coming into view from either side. So it may even capture it before it comes into view of the camera. We've got an antenna. So this is a Wi-Fi trail camera. Now that doesn't mean that you can access these remotely, but you can connect to the camera within 50 feet away or so, straight line of sight, without having to touch it and download your videos. So this I would prevent you from having to leave your scent on the camera, because when you touch it, every time you touch it, you leave your scent on it. We know that that could deter wildlife from wanting to walk close to it. Also, you notice a big array of nice IR LEDs there. This is going to illuminate the nighttime photos and videos very nicely. I've been really impressed. I've seen videos from my friend Tony. He has some GardePro cameras, not as good as this one. And I really love the video quality and the sound recording quality. So that's one thing that I've noticed that certain cameras out there lack, is that they do say they record sound. However, the sound quality is very poor, or you can even barely hear it. You only hear it when an animal actually comes close up to the camera and sniffs it. Otherwise, I've seen videos where you actually hear the crunching leaves on the ground when the animal is walking by. This is what we want to hear. We want to be able to hear the animals vocalizing, walking around, thrashing around, everything that goes on in nature while we're not there to watch it. So we're going to turn this camera on and let's take a look at its settings. I'm really impressed with the different settings we have on this camera. You hit menu. Now, again, there's the Wi-Fi setting. Mode. You'll be able to do motion detection, time lapse, or a hybrid of both. So if you were just taking photos, man, I would have it on hybrid, because then it's taking a photo periodically every so often. Actually, I don't know how often, but then you can actually set it to take a photo via the motion detection too. So you're almost never missing a beat. I like to do video, so we're putting on video. Photo quality, you can go all the way up to 64 megapixels. Photo burst, you can choose up to 5 photos in a burst. Video quality, well, this is a 4K camera. Let's do 4K. Video length. What I love about this is that you could choose daytime or nighttime. So nighttime obviously is going to use more power because it's powering up those IR LEDs. So if you wanted to really save on power, you can reduce the nighttime length of the videos. So I am not concerned about the length of the nighttime videos, just because I'm going to be using GardePro's solar panel with this. And wow, I'm not worried about losing any energy at all. I have had other solar panels set up with cameras, and I never have to change batteries. It's amazing. So that is going to be a plus. Video sound, remember I said that the sound is very important to me. Video format, never had the choice of that before, MP4 or MOV. Well, I like MP4, so let's go with that. Detection delay, I always put 5 seconds delay. I never want to miss any of the action. Last year I had some bear cubs on the camera, and it was ongoing for a while, and I barely missed anything that was going on in front of the camera. PIR sensitivity, high, medium, or low. I like high. False trigger suppression. Never seen this before. Never. I know that some cameras have better false trigger suppression than others, but I've never been able to set the sensitivity of it. So let's set it in the middle of the road, medium. Side motion sensors, we want them on. Motion test, that's always good to be able to see. Time-lapse interval, we're not interested in that. Time-lapse period, time zone, date and time, date format, time format, camera name, info strip, loop recording, operation hours. Sometimes I set operation hours during the summer because the daytime is so bright that it creates a lot of false triggers, and I might just have the camera on at dawn, dusk, and night. And that's the majority of when wildlife is going to be active in the summertime. Password protection, language, format SD card. Always format your SD card when setting up a camera to go on for the first time. Always do it. Factory reset. Advanced settings. I'm not going to do this, but what? You could go into the PIR settings. Incredible. So, all right, guys, I think that's pretty much it. The version, contact us. Oh, I think I am ready to set this up in my backyard for the first ever test. I know I'm only going to probably get the neighbor's cats and some squirrels, but hey, that's the best part. And the other thing about this camera I really love is the fact that you can put up to a 512 gigabyte memory card in this. So if this camera is as good as I think it's going to be, which I really think it's going to be, I'll be able to set this up with that solar panel in a wildlife reserve for the better part of a year in hopes to maybe catch some wolves and lynx and who knows what else, maybe some pine marten. I haven't had a chance to record those species before, and a tool like this one is gonna bring it on home to me. Let's give this guy a whirl and see how it goes. I'll do the setup on the tree next.
All right, guys. Hopefully you can see me here. I'm holding up the solar panel from GardePro. It has a battery level indicator, so I'm going to press this little button on the side, and it will show you how full the battery is. So I had charged this for a little while inside, and it's 3/4 of the way full. Obviously, placing it in the sunlight. Now that little red light there indicates that it's charging. I'm pointing it down right now. So just the light from the reflection of the snow is actually charging the solar panel with its 5200 milliamp hour battery inside. This should keep the camera running
year long. Now, a lot of people are afraid about setting these up in the shade in the forest. There is still light getting through, especially in the summertime. There's even more light than you realize, even though it looks shady. So I'm going to be attaching this onto the tree. Now, these are trees in my own backyard here, so I don't want to drill into it with the screws that it came equipped with. So I'm going to try using this paracord, and I'll let you know how it goes. Let's give that a whirl. This is the cable that connects to the camera. Hopefully you're getting all that. And let's give this a whirl. So let's try setting it up. Now, when setting up a solar panel, you're going to want it always pointing south where the sun is, not towards the north. That's where we have our trail camera pointed. So I'm just going to set this guy up, pointing towards the south, upwards. Let's see how this paracord works. I'm pretty confident it should work well. If it has to go around again and secure the top little rivet hole for the screw, maybe I'll have to tie it through there, but let's give it a whirl. All right, guys, now for that camera setup. This is the fun and easy part. Now, I always set up my cameras due north. I don't point them south just because they could get false triggers from the sunshine. So I'm going to pull this strap all the way through to this side. This makes it a little bit easier. The strap on this, very impressed with the buckle. It is plastic, but it's got a very high quality, strong spring in there. Compared to many other cameras in the market, this one is far superior than what I've experienced from other trail cameras that are out there. So this is very nice. I'm happy with that. So let's get this guy cinched up on the tree. In the wintertime, I mean, we've had a lot of snow here in Quebec, Canada. So I've made sure I'm up a couple feet. I mean, we already have like 2-3 feet of snow on the ground here. So that's tightened up. I sometimes like to tuck the strap around so it doesn't go blowing around in the wind. And we're going to turn this camera on and get it running. So I've used some peanut butter on the tree. That should hopefully bring in a squirrel so we can at least see some wildlife in a backyard. We don't always get everything. There's a nice start button here. I'm going to hit the start button and it'll count down 30 seconds until it's running. Awesome. So now we know we have enough time. There's other cameras that are out there that only give you 5 seconds to get away. So you always have that video of you running away from the camera. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to use my phone to connect to the Wi-Fi, and I'll be able to tell if the camera is really pointing in view of where I want it looking. That's the beauty of having that Wi-Fi connection. You can use the live view and see where the camera's looking, so you have the best viewing angle of your subjects.
Here's a clip from that camera during the daytime. You probably even noticed the sound of the footsteps of that gray squirrel going across the frozen snow. Later on in this clip, you're going to hear the sound of some wind, and luckily it even recorded the sound of some crows cawing away. After this, I'm going to share a nighttime clip of that surprise visitor we had come by. It's just amazing to see how much light that Sony Starvis sensor brings in, how crisp it is, even with no glow LEDs. So that night, my cat was running around looking outside the windows. So I decided to connect to the camera to see what was out there. And it had just recorded this. This is not a red fox. To my surprise, this is a gray fox. And I was looking on iNaturalist, and my report is the only one showing north of the St. Lawrence River in the province of Quebec. So this is a first for me, ever seeing one. I've seen pictures and videos online. My neighbor actually mentioned that she had seen this individual this past summer and told me about it and said, I saw something small and gray in my backyard. And it was not a coyote, much smaller.
All right, guys. I'm with nephew John. Hello. And we are heading out to where I have a suspected bear den. I came across these beech trees that have all these chews on them. That's likely deer or moose. And that even maybe looks like a rub. I'm not sure. But we are standing on 3 feet of snow. Snowshoeing. He's got his military...
breaking trail.
Yeah, breaking the trail for this older, out-of-shape guy. And we're going to make it, though. I am impressed how far I made it so far. So let's keep going.
Here we go.
All right, guys, I'm going to be connecting to the GardePro A80, and I'm setting this up to overlook a den of some kind of animal. We don't know what it is, but we're going to discover what's in there. So let's connect. Hit connect. Activating device. I love this. This is amazing how well it connects to this camera. It makes it so simple. There's others on the market that aren't this easy. You have to go through different steps, where this one you just start connecting, and then when it says start, hit start. Now I want to see the live view down here in the bottom left. Go into the live view, and I'll be able to see where this is looking and make sure that I can position it the right way. I probably want it a little bit more to the right and probably pointed down. We're going to want to have it pointed down a lot more. So what I might do is loosen the strap on it, and yeah, maybe put it up higher. We'll do that in a second, but I just want to go through the settings on this guy too. I put the camera name. You can put a password if you want. You can change the motion detection. PIR sensitivity, we want it on high. Leave it with that. I'm going to disconnect from it, and then I'm going to reconnect in just a moment, because we're going to reposition and make sure it has a better view of what we're looking at here. All right, guys, so I've got GardePro A80 in the lockbox and managed to have a lockbox that fit it. This is a different brand's lockbox. The antenna sticks out, it's perfect. Got the SP350 solar panel. This thing should be able to run for a long time. I am very excited to see what we're going to get. Down right here, I discovered a large den. Could be bear. There are lots of bears back here, so you never know. I'm going to come back and check this, I don't know, June sometime.
All right, guys, that was my comprehensive unboxing review of the GardePro A80 trail camera. You know, I often see the question, what is the best trail camera out there? Let's see if it earns itself the title by spending some time looking at this suspected bear den. I filmed this in the spring of 2024. Thanks again for watching. Jesse DeLuca's Wild Canada.